Welcome to City Insider. In today's video we'll start with Man City in talks with Stefan Ortega as the reigning Premier League, Champions League and Club World Cup champions. There are obvious reasons why players would want to play for Man City, even if, in the case of players like Stefan Ortega, your appearances are few and far between. It's often forgotten how much of a squad game football has become these days, and only when those squad players that sit in the shadows most games have to be parachuted in do supporters understand how important they remain. City will know just how much they'll need Stefan Ortega to be at his best in the coming weeks, given that regular goalkeeper Ederson has been ruled out of action for up to 4 weeks after his clash with Darwin Núñez during the 1-1 draw with Liverpool. Perhaps that's why, as Sky Sports Germany's Florian Plettenberg notes, the club are in discussions with Ortega to extend his current deal. It's believed that the 31-year-old's contract runs out in 2025. So an extra year would be added as an absolute minimum, perhaps even longer. However, there is still no agreement between player and club, and there's unlikely to be for the time being, as the custodian is concentrating on giving his full focus in each of the games he plays, until Ederson returns. Once the season is done and dusted, Ortega can decide if he still wants to be a bench warmer, or become a number one elsewhere. Manchester City interested in Real Sociedad midfielder in the bustling world of football. The future of Mikel Merino at Real Sociedad hangs in a delicate balance. As outlined in a detailed article by Deportes Copy, the intricacies of contract negotiations, the lure of European football, and the ever-present eyes of top clubs paint a complex picture of what lies ahead for the Navarrese midfielder. According to Deportes Copy, the heart of the matter lies in the ongoing negotiations for Merino's contract renewal with Real Sociedad. Sources close to the situation reveal a strategic silence from Merino's camp, with a decision on his future postponed until European competition for the next season is confirmed. This stance reflects not just the aspirations of a player keen on competing at the highest levels, but also underscores the uncertainty clouding his stay in San Sebastian. The report poignantly notes, uncertainty surrounds Mikel Merino's future at Real Sociedad as negotiations for his contract renewal have reached a stalemate. The club's efforts to maintain a veneer of optimism, as highlighted by Deportes Copy, contrast sharply with the realities of the negotiation table. Despite public assurances from the presidency and sports management of Real Sociedad, a consensus remains elusive. The report insightfully observes, the messages of optimism launched by the presidency and the sports management of Real Sociedad do not reflect the complexity of the negotiations. Merino's prowess on the field has not gone unnoticed, with giants like Manchester City, Juventus, and Manchester United showing keen interest. This attention is not only a testament to his skill, but also a factor complicating his contract renewal. As Deportes Copy underscores, Mikel Merino, known for his masterful work in recovering balls, has aroused the interest of several European giants. The article also sheds light on the financial aspects influencing the situation. Merino's termination clause, set at €60 million, presents a looming concern for Real Sociedad as the expiration date of his contract approaches. This creates a precarious position for the club, potentially leading to a scenario where they might lose a key player without substantial compensation. PSG swap Xavi Simons for Bernardo Silva. Man City will have to manage some sticky situations in the summer, and undoubtedly, they will be among the club's most discussed during the next transfer window. Let's start with Bernardo Silva. His future is still uncertain. The midfielder, whose contract expires in June 2026, has a £50 million release clause, and his name is once again among those being discussed by the management of Paris Saint-Germain. Man City, aware that they could lose the player in the summer, have always taken into consideration the opportunity to make a new attempt to sign Lucas Paqueta, who the reigning Premier League champions consider a suitable replacement. Another situation to be monitored is related to Kevin De Bruyne. The Belgian player is still a priority for the Saudi Pro League, and they have included him in their main transfer list for next summer. A delegation of the Public Investment Fund has already approached De Bruyne several times, reiterating that he's a main target for next season. For now, De Bruyne is currently fully focused on Man City, but in June he is open to evaluating a possible transfer elsewhere. For their part, the citizens have had some contact with the player to explore extending his contract, which expires in June 2025. While waiting for a potential outcome, Man City are continuing to monitor Xavi Simons, highly appreciated by Guardiola and considered De Bruyne's possible heir. There remains a possibility that PSG could offer him in part exchange for Bernardo Silva if the deal suits all parties. Man City scouts Khvicha Kvaratskhelia. Manchester City reportedly scouted Napoli winger Khvicha Kvaratskhelia during their Champions League knockout defeat to Barcelona. Kvaratskhelia has shone during his time in Italy and was linked with a shock move to St James Park last summer. Liverpool have also been credited with an interest in the Georgian who, like his international teammate Mamardashvili, will only be sold if his club receive a bid north of £80 million this summer. Khvicha Kvaratskhelia has established himself as one of the best players in Serie A since joining Napoli from Dinamo Batumi. The Georgian international hit the ground running at the Diego Armando Maradona Stadium, and he was a pivotal figure as Napoli ended a wait of over 3 decades to win the Scudetto. But his performance levels have fallen this season, with Napoli struggling to remain relevant in the top 4 chase, let alone the Serie A title race. Nevertheless, the 23-year-old has stepped up in recent weeks to have 16 goal contributions in 36 appearances thus far, finding the back of the net 10 times while providing 6 assists, despite blowing hot and cold this season. Kvaratskelia's stock remains high in the market, with high-profile clubs across Europe interested. Several Premier League bigwigs are keen on signing him, but a move to La Liga might be on the cards, with Real Madrid considering a summer deal. And that's the final content of today's video. Like, subscribe to support City Insider.